What if I told you it's possible to hit 50,000 streams in the next 90 days without spending a crazy amount of money on playlists, PR, or radio pluggers? Because what most artists do is they're trying to do everything. Organic posts, random ads, guessing what's going to work, trying to do what they are supposed to be doing to market their music. But I think that's where the system is broken. Guesswork is not going to cut it anymore. It just feels like you're running in circles and never making progress. So today I'm going to give you a 6-step strategy that I use every single day to help artists just like you with their rollouts. And it's going to drive your audience, it's going to increase your streams, and help your music get the recognition it deserves. So if you stick with me, I'm going to give you every step of the process. And if it sounds like too much work, I'll show you how I can do all of that work for you at the end. And this isn't just a theory, guys. This is something I've perfected as a system while helping hundreds of artists grow their brands, grow their Spotify streams, and eventually turn those monthly listeners, turn it into revenue. I helped a rapper from Compton called Spitfire hit 50,000 Spotify streams on 2 of his lead singles, Candy and Talk to Me Nice. I helped a London-based artist called Saloni hit 82,000 streams on her second single from her most recent EP. I helped another rapper called Antantu hit a waterfall strategy where every single song was doing 20 to 30,000 streams. And so that ladders up to 328,000 Spotify streams on his debut album. And more recently, I helped a singer called Marley hit 77,000 streams on a ballad called Pretty Privilege. And so if it worked for them, this is the exact system I taught, and it's going to work for you too. And so here is the 6-step system. Number 1 is to research your content ideas. Now, you've never gone viral before, so we should stop thinking that if we have an idea, it could go viral, because that's hitting and hoping. And so before we even think about filming, we're going to actually dig into what our audience want to see. And that takes a phase of just scrolling on TikTok and bookmarking all the viral posts that you think you're going to vibe with. And that gives you like a perspective on, I want my content to look like this. Next, I get my artists to open up something I've made for them already called the Viral Artist Playbook. This is a database full of content ideas of Reels and TikToks that I've spent 3 years collating. And I've categorized it by the location the content was shot in. If it's perfect for a rapper, an R&B artist, a pop singer, a producer, a DJ. I've categorized it by the phase of the campaign, if it's pre-marketing before the song comes out, or it's post-marketing once the song is out. I've even made sure if it's for introverts, if it's dark and moody, if it's playful, if it's extroverted, if it's fashion content. I've done all that bookmarking. Now, there are only 2 ways to get your hands on this playbook. The first is if you can get a copy of my book, 10,000 Plays in 60 Days. It's free. You just pay the shipping. If you grab that, on the very next page, you can upgrade your order and grab a copy of the playbook. And the second is to become a client of mine, either in the group or one-to-one. And I can let you know at the end of the video how you can do that if you want to get your hands on this playbook. And when I do this process of working out which content ideas suit you, I really want to tap into that song meaning. I really want to tap into the energy of you as an artist. I really want to tap into what your audience want to see. So for example, if your song was about, hustling hard and finding yourself, you're not going to film this content on a farm, on a lake. It's too tranquil and it's too peaceful. Right? So you want to create this content in like a gym or at nighttime or while driving where there's a fast-paced energy, because the content idea and the song needs to match up to the filming location. So once we've scouted it all, then we have to build a plan. That's step 2. And this is doing a shoot day planning sheet. This is almost like a hit list of all the videos you're going to create. Because to me, a shoot day is not just turning up and hoping for the best. It's about strategy. It's knowing these are the types of videos we're going to create. These are the locations we're looking for when we get there. Here's a route of how close all these locations are to them so we can do multiple videos while moving. We are definitely not going to film some content and then have to go back to a location earlier in the morning because we forgot to take one video. And so every second of your shoot day is mapped out. So you start a new Google Doc. You put location 1, Shoreditch High Street, and you'll link all the videos you want to film in Shoreditch High Street. You put location number 2 and you put Brighton Beach, all the videos you want to film in Brighton Beach. Location number 3, you might want to go to your friend's studio, all the videos you want to record in the friend's studio. And you have a hit list with your videographer or to do with a tripod by yourself. Every second of your shoot day is focused. Time is money. In fact, time is priceless, so you don't want to waste a second. Step number 3 is editing all your content. And the first thing I do is watch everything, every single video that you filmed. And you're either going to delete the file or drag it into one of two folders, pre-marketing or post-marketing. In pre-marketing, you're going to have all the songs that tease the verse of your song. And you need a lot of storytelling assets before the record is even out. And post-marketing content is where you're going to drive traffic. So you're going to need things that have the chorus that want to send people to Spotify. I like to leave a cliffhanger in the content. You don't want to give it all away so that someone feels satisfaction by watching the TikTok or watching the reel. So intentionally leave abrupt finishes. Intentionally leave like spaces where they're like, I want more. I have to go and listen to get the rest. Whereas if you give them the full chorus, they have no reason to go over to Spotify to listen to the full song. And again, it feels like an uphill battle to learn CapCut, to learn video editing, to learn graphic design. But if you need me to, I can actually ask my team to handle the editing to make all your videos look polished, make your brand look synonymous, professional, and perfectly aligned to you. And there's a way that we can do that if you're interested at the end. After 2 or 3 weeks of editing, we move on to phase 4, which is pre-marketing testing. And so before we spend a penny on ads, we're going to test all that content organically. We want to post it at different times of the day to see what resonates, what fans love, what gets the most engagement. I've often found that the more polished, high production videos get more views, but they get less interaction. And the more rough, authentic content gets more interaction, but sometimes feels less premium to you, but your audience love it the most. And so this stage is just finding out what works without the pressure of paid ads. You know, there's no budget on the line. You're not going to pay to get a pre-save campaign. You're not going to pay for anyone to take any action. You're just giving. Because in the post-marketing, you're going to be asking. So you need to be in service to your audience first. Step number 5 is all about data. We're going to go wherever you have insights in whichever platform that is, whether it's Spotify, Instagram, email marketing, your website. You want to know where your streams are coming from, where your audience are logging in from. And when you have that data, you use it to do the targeting. You want to pair that with the markets you also want to start touring in. So if you want to start playing shows in the Scandinavian countries, in Central Europe, in Eastern Europe, in certain parts of North America, you want to use these two approaches. So the data you have and the data you want, and you pair them together to build your audiences. There's no point targeting some of the poorest countries in the world to get extra streams from those countries if you have no ambitions to tour in them, because they can't afford to bring you over. So you're going to look like you have plays, you're going to look like you have fans, but you're going to feel empty inside. So a lot of ad strategists go for the cheapest countries. I call them shit clicks. And they're going to get you a lot of fluffy results, but no tangible benefit. And so sometimes it's more important to pay that little bit more, but get real fans that drive real streams. The final step, number 6, is to start running the ads. We've identified in that pre-marketing stage what content works. So now we're going to amplify it through ads. But it's not as simple as just boosting posts. We're not just going to, from the app, click that little blue button and put £50 behind each asset. We're going to do it in a much smarter way. You create a pool, a group, a big cluster, and we call that a campaign budget optimization. And so you want to put all your ads into this pool and choose your budget. That's completely up to you. You can go with a $5 a day strategy. So that's 5 times 30 is $150 a month. Or you can do something a bit larger where you have a finite pool of £500. So you might split that in half and do a bunch of testing with that half. And then once you have the winner of the test, plow the second 250 into that winning ad format. So myself and my team look at it like a science and an art. And there's different ways you can build ad campaigns to make the lowest cost per conversion, but the highest return on ad spend. And there's so many different ways you can build campaigns, and we try and tap into the artists to get a sense of what's going to work best for them in the countries they're going after. We're trying to get that cost per conversion as low as possible, but try and get the volume of streams as high as possible. And it's a simple formula, like more is equals more streams. So if we get people to see your ad for the first time, if it's good enough for them to click on, then we're going to drive Spotify streams. So let's be real, that takes a shit ton of work. That's 50,000 streams in 90 days. If it sounds overwhelming, I'd actually be happy to take it off your plate. And so here's how my team can help. Number one, we'll use the viral content playbook and we'll cherry pick the best ideas for your brand, giving you a shot list and a full content calendar of what to film. We then take all your footage and we edit it all for you, making sure it looks incredible and it's going to pick up steam on organic social media. We take on all of that data analysis to figure out what audiences to go to, and finally, we build your ads for you. And so if that sounds like you want to work with myself and the All About Helping Musicians team, I want you to use the link in the description below to book a 90-day game plan call. There's one little caveat. You need a minimum of 10,000 streams on a song before to even apply. So we only take people who are already at 10 and want to get towards 50. So if you're ready to stop guessing and you're ready to start growing, I'd be honored to work with you. And if that's not quite right, then everything you need can be found inside the book, 0 to 10,000 plays in 60 days.